last concept. I think as per syllabus, we'll see here. No, as per syllabus list, after list, tuple is there. Tuple, that's it. List and tuple. Okay, sets we'll discuss later in second mid examination. Okay, right. Yes, please. Now, first I'll show you the PPT. Later we'll go for notebook. Yeah. Is my screen visible for you?
Yes, sir, it is visible.
Yes. So this is the last concept, Amma. So once it is completed, then off syllabus is over. Now tuple, it is a container data type. Is a collection of elements. All are ordered and unchangeable. So what is the meaning of unchangeable? Once you create, you cannot change. Remember it. Okay, once you create a tuple, so you cannot change the tuple elements. Remember it. And ordered. Both list and tuple contain the data types. Okay, the collection of elements. The thing is what? There in list you can change the elements, but here you cannot. Unchangeable. So in Python, tuples or the round brackets. Remember it. We have to use what? Round brackets. In list, we have to use what? Square brackets. List. But here, for tuple, we have to use what? Round braces. And coming to the, syntax. What is syntax for this one? Okay. Tuple name. Yeah. Element 1, element 2, element 3, and so on. Element n. So this is what? Syntax for the what? Creating tuple. Same thing except what, round braces we are using. Okay. Now so you can access tuple items by referring to the index number inside square brackets. Now listen here. Just we have seen what is tuple. Tuple is ordered and unchangeable a collection of elements. You can represent tuple by using round braces. Now what about the next one? Accessing what? Tuple elements. How we can access? By using index numbers only. Right? We can access all the tuple elements by using index. But thing is what? We have to use square brackets. We have to use square brackets for accessing elements. So that's the one thing you have to remember. To represent tuple, we had to use round braces. To access elements, we had to use round braces. Now, how come it's possible? We'll discuss this one. For example, just now I took one list. Oh, sorry, one tuple. This tuple, which contains three elements: apple, banana, and cherry. Okay. Now if you want to access any element from the tuple, so we have to use what? Square brackets. That's it. So one is what? Index. Example, this one. Yes. Changing tuple values. Third topic is what? Subtopic, changing tuple values. Once a tuple is created, you cannot change its value as per, already we have seen the definition. Tuple is what? Unchangeable. Tuples are unchangeable. Once a tuple is created, you cannot change its value. For example, this one. A is what? Tuple. Tuple name A. Okay. Now, for example, if you want change third element, what is the third element here? 4. Now, if you want change with 5, we will get error. Okay. Most recent call, trace back this one. Type error. Tuple object doesn't support item assignment. Clear, students? Now loop through tuple. Loop through a tuple. Now, if you want display all the elements.
Excuse me, sir. ఒకసారి previous ది మళ్ళీ చెప్తారా?
Yeah. Tuple. Now, for example, we cannot change tuple elements. It's a simple thing. Once while creating, before creating a tuple, we have to analyze. We have to have some concept, what elements we need to insert. Think twice and insert elements and create elements. Not insert, create elements. That's it. Once you create tuple, you cannot change. That's the concept of this slide. Once you create a tuple, you cannot update any value. Tuple name is what? A. A contains what? 2, 3, 4 and 6. That's it. Always it is fixed. You cannot change 2 with the 5. You cannot change 3 with some other 10 value, like that. We cannot change. Always tuple A contains 2, 3, 4, 6. So before creating, you have to think. Any clarification?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Clear? Shall
Clear,
I go to
sir.
the next slide? Hello?
Clear, sir. Thank you.
Clear, sir.
Now loop through a tuple. So already I told you before last slide. Now if you want to access elements by using index, you can access element of the tuple, right? By using index, like a list. Okay. So we can access one by one elements by using its index of the any element, but we have to use what? Square brackets. Okay. But if you want to display all the elements of the tuple, then you have to use what? Loop concept. That may be for loop or while loop. Now here, for x in the tuple name you have to write. Same as it is equal to list. Same thing. There is nothing change. The thing is what we are using what? Square brackets, remaining as it is. If you understand, if you understood that list concept, you can understand this one. It's very simple. Check if item exists. Same subtopic. Loop through list, loop through tuple, check if items are exist in the list, check if item exists in tuple. Same concept, same definition, same example. The thing is what? Round brackets and square brackets. Remaining thing as it is. Now here, to determine if a specific item is available or exists in the tuple or not. అప్పుడు ఏం చేయాలి ఇక్కడ సేమ్ we had to use which keyword we had to use, the keyword in. Okay, the keyword in. This keyword in verify whether a specific element is available or not. Example.
Sir, is for writing loops through tuples, is it the same as writing loops through lists?
Yeah, as it is, except the braces. There
Yes,
we had to use square brackets, here we had to use
you have
round
to
brackets.
round braces. Okay, yes, sir. Thank you.
Same thing is here. Round braces, here we have tuple length. Now, if you want to find out length of the tuple, we have to use len function. Len method. Example, this tuple which contains 3 elements. Okay, we have to use what? Len, the tuple name. But in examination, I told you very clearly, please, in examination you have to write what? Syntax. See, for each and everything, I am not giving syntax for each and every subtopic, but you have to mention clearly subtopic to find out length of the tuple. Simple. The len tuple name. Okay. Now we have to explain. We have to explain the above statement give us the length of the tuple. Now example. Example. Then we have to write. So like we have to explain. Okay. Now adding items. Once a tuple is created, you cannot add items to it. Tuples are unchangeable. Okay. But whereas in list concepts, tell me various methods to add items in the list.
Insert, append.
Insert,
and extend.
append.
Append or extend, sir.
Yes. Append means what? It will add the elements at the end of the list. Okay.
And
insert,
extend at the index number, sir.
extend multiple elements.
Multiple elements, sir.
Insert. What about insert?
Insert at any given index you want.
Position. Yeah. At any position we can insert. So insert contains 2 parameters. One is what? Index. Other one is what? It's
Element.
element. Yes, exactly correct. Now clear? But here, so there is no feature of adding elements into the tuple. Why?
It is unchangeable.
Yes, because tuple is an unchangeable container data type. So you are observing the slide. Okay, but don't write in that one. If anybody asks the question, then you have to say because we cannot insert or add elements into the tuple because tuples are unchangeable. For understanding purpose, I'm explaining. Okay, but don't put subheading. If you get a question for 2.5 marks, explain tuple. So don't put subheading, adding items or changing elements. Clear? Don't put subheading like changing tuple elements and changing or adding items. Adding items because these 2 topics are not belongs to tuple. For comparison purpose, adding in understanding purpose, just I am showing this slide. And removing items. So you cannot remove items in a tuple. Same thing. The same slides that I'm using, Amma, for list and tuple. Okay. So tuples are unchangeable, so you cannot remove items from it, but you can delete tuple completely. Like a list, by using del keyword, we can delete entire tuple, but we cannot delete individual items, elements from the tuple. Reason? Same reason, because unchangeable. The del keyword can delete the tuple completely. Example, this one. So changing elements of the tuple, adding items and removing items. These three subtopics are not related to the tuple concept. Okay. For understanding purpose, for comparison purpose, just I am explaining these concepts. Tuple constructor. Yeah, it is also possible to use the tuple constructor to make a tuple. So there are two ways to create a tuple. One is normal way, other one is by using constructor. The constructor is a method. Constructor is a method which create tuple automatically. Yeah, we'll see one by one. The point is, dear students, two ways are there to create tuple. One is normal way, other one is by using constructor. The normal way already we have seen with the example, syntax and example, right? The simple tuple name is equal to round braces, element 1, element 2 and so on, element n. But here by using tuple constructor, the constructor is what? This one. Tuple round braces. So this is what? A constructor, predefined method. Constructor is nothing but method. So by using this constructor, we can create tuples. I'll give some examples. So using the tuple method, we can create a tuple. Okay, like this. This tuple. Now what is this tuple? Tuple name. So this is what tuple name. User can use any name, and we had used a constructor tuple. Now elements. Now whatever elements you want, you can write. Clear? Now if you want to print, you can print. Note the double round brackets. Yes, we had used because of what? Tuple constructor. So here, what is this tuple? Tuple is a constructor. So what is a constructor? It is a type of method. What is the use of tuple constructor? Which creates a tuple. How? Example, this one. No, methods are there. Tuple methods like list methods, extend, remove, del, len, append. Like tuple has its own methods. Now here Python has two built-in methods that you can use on tuples. Okay, count and index. So this count method returns the number of items, number of times a specific value occurs in a tuple. Clear, students? It won't count the number of elements are available in the tuple, like len function. Len function is a function or a method which counts the number of elements are there in the list as well as tuple. But the count function, it will count the frequency of element. Dear students, please try to understand. The count method of a tuple which identifies the frequency of an element of the tuple. That means how many times that specific element is repeated in the tuple. Okay. Now what about index? Searches the tuple for a specific value and returns the position of where it was found. Yes, it's simple. Index means what? It will give us the index of the element are there in the tuple. That's it. It's very simple. Clear? So this is what the basic tuple concept. Now we'll go for that one example, in Jupyter Notebook. Is the notebook screen is visible for you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, it is visible.
Just I'll take 2 minutes. Almost time is over. Just I'll take 2 minutes. We'll see some examples, right? A tuple. Tuples are used to store multiple items in a single variable. Yes. Tuple is one of the 4 built-in data types in Python. Correct. Use it to store collection of data. A tuple is a collection which is ordered and unchangeable. Yes. You have to use what? Round braces. And creating tuple. So how many ways we can create tuple? How many ways we can create tuple? Yes, please. How many ways we can create
ways.
a tuple?
Two ways, sir.
By using constructor and normal way.
Normal. Yes.
Tuple is created by placing all the items or elements inside parentheses, and we have to use comma to separate all the items.
And
The
if we
parentheses-
write, we will not finish it. That is the problem. No.
The parentheses are optional. A tuple can
Arey.
have. Sorry.
No, we will not
Ritika, you
write
are
on call.
unmuted.
We'll write after call.
Ritika,
That is what I'm telling you. We'll discuss the questions. We'll write it after call.
A tuple can have n number of items, and they may be of different types. Yes, like integer, the tuple elements may be of any type: integer, float, list, integer, etc., etc. Even we can, yeah. One more thing is there, dear students, we can insert a list, okay, and string also. The tuple may contains list and a string or integer, okay, a character, etc. So this we have to remember, please. Try to understand. And different types of tuples. My tuple, yeah. So this is what empty. That's it. And yes, integer tuple. This is what empty tuple. This one is what integer tuple. Yeah, mixed tuple. Hello. The first one is what integer. Second element is what string. Third one is what floating point value. And nested tuple. Yes. Here, just I told you, right? The tuple may contains what? Integer, float, list, string, character, etc. Same thing here. Please try to understand here. The first element is what? String. Second element is what? List. Third one?
Tuple.
Yes, tuple in the tuple. Okay. Any confusion here?
No, sir.
My underscore tuple is a tuple which contains, and first element is what? A string. Second one, list. Third one, tuple. Tuple inside another tuple. That means what? Nested tuple, like nested list. So once you display this all the elements, it will display as it is. First one is what? String, tuple, sorry, list and tuple. Okay, we'll see the remaining concept tomorrow, because I'll go to that. I have a class for D section. Okay, the remaining thing we'll discuss tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll complete that tuple concept. Then later, Friday onwards, we'll discuss about what we'll revise all the basic concepts from first unit onwards. Okay, and even we'll discuss about what question bank also. Okay, right? Thank you.
Question bank, sir, once.
Yeah, question bank we'll discuss. I'll send you.
No, sir.
Okay. I'll send you question bank. So any of you please send me, text me your mail ID. I'll send the question bank and PPT whatever I have. Then okay, we can discuss. No problem.